Hey there, calm warriors. Welcome back to your second home to our deep dive episode where we crack psychology wide open, from its sneaky roots to real-life freedom. Have you ever said a yes when your entire being wanted to scream no? This feeling is familiar to millions, and you are not alone. Many of us prioritize momentary comfort over long-term well-being, but this small choice leads to deep burnout, persistent resentment, and constant tension. We fear hurting someone's feelings, disrupting harmony, or appearing selfish, yet learning to say no is the simplest and most powerful tool for defending our mental health. Deeper psychological analysis, the roots of the inability to say no. The inability to say no is rooted in childhood and persists into adulthood. Our minds act like outdated software, still running on primary programming. Anxious attachment style compels us to preserve relationships at any cost. Fear of conflict leads us to believe that saying no means war. Perfectionism forces us to constantly keep everyone satisfied. Dependent identity causes us to measure our self-worth by the approval of others. Every time we say yes, against our inner will, we sacrifice a piece of our true identity. Every time you say yes, against your inner will, you sacrifice a piece of your true identity. This quiet, invisible process exhausts the mind and body over time. Now let's see how this cycle affects our life and emotions. Long-term consequences of compulsory yes. The habit of saying yes acts like a slow fuel leak, eventually leaving the energy tank empty. Emotional exhaustion causes our psychological resources to drain drop by drop. The feeling of being a victim strips us of control over our lives. Accumulated anger transforms into depression or aggression. One-sided relationships drain our energy, and in the end, we no longer know what we truly want. Fear of rejection makes us hold relationships hostage. Guilt tricks us into believing excessive sacrifice is a virtue. The need for external validation makes us dependent on the smiles and satisfaction of others. None of these reactions are shameful, but our minds must learn to rewrite these old programs. When we define our boundaries, anxiety decreases, and energy returns. In this state, our relationships become healthier, and self-esteem grows. Every time we take our priorities seriously, we feel more empowered, and an authentic life flows more easily and lightly. Advanced exercises for strengthening boundaries. To strengthen the skill of saying no, you can use the stair-step no technique. This method works like weight training and gradually increases your psychological capacity. In the first week, say one small no every day. In the second week, practice 2 times in moderate situations. In the third week, choose one major situation and state your firm no. Before every yes, ask yourself, what is the price of this yes? Time? Peace? Sleep? Then, mentally visualize difficult scenarios a few times so that in real life, you can react calmly. If you need structured practice, use the 4-second formula. First, express gratitude and smile, then state your reason in 5 words, say a firm no, and, if possible, offer a small alternative. For example, say, I was delighted you invited me, but I'm busy this week, I can't come, but definitely next time. The 21-day path to mastering no. Increase your self-awareness during the first 7 days. Each time you refrain from saying no, jot down the situation and analyze your reasons. In the second 7 days, start daily practice. Say at least one respectful no every day and record your feelings afterward. In the final 7 days, observe the reactions of others and allow your body to learn that staying calm after saying no is possible. If someone gets upset, breathe and repeat your boundary. Managing others' negative reactions. When others react negatively to your no, you can use pre-prepared responses. For example, say, I know it's hard to hear, but my decision is final. In that moment, take a deep breath, maintain eye contact, and pause to avoid the need for further explanation. Then, change the subject and do not allow the argument to continue. If you state your refusal with respect and calm, others will learn to take your boundaries seriously. As you practice saying no, you will notice that anxiety decreases and your sense of control returns. You can start with small no's. Today, say no to an extra cup of tea, 10 days later, say no to a useless meeting, and a month later, say no to a project that drains your energy. Each time you defend yourself, your self-esteem strengthens.
Sorry.
Strengthens. Action path. Write down one small no every day and note the result. At the end of the week, choose a situation where you usually surrendered, and say no this time. Discuss your experience with a friend or colleague to build social support. When you share experiences, your strength double.
Sorry.
Doubles. Conclusion. Every time you genuinely say no, you are actually saying yes to yourself. By saying no to burnout, you allow your peace and authenticity to return. This skill is not a sign of coldness or selfishness, it is an exercise in honesty. When you are kinder to yourself, you can interact with others more authentically. So, from today, with respect, awareness, and calm, declare your boundaries and do not let anyone consume your energy without permission.